Hello, friends. Welcome to Akul Mac Live, and I am Chandrakant. Today, we want to talk about the story of how the state number 22nd got integrated in India. And to discuss this issue, we have a very interesting guest joining our show. But before we start our discussion, I'd like to remind you that there is a giveaway. So please stick around to this show, and we will tell you in the end how you can claim your free gift. Welcome back, friends. And today's edition of Legal Matters, we want to discuss how Sikkim, the state of Sikkim, became part of India, a full-fledged, integrated part of India, or another state into India. To discuss this very important incident in our history, I would like to invite Mr. Jeet Bhatt to enlighten us on this subject. And Jeet is the practicing lawyer in Ahmedabad High Court. So I think he is the best person to tell us from the legal standpoint and otherwise also. So without further ado, let me invite Jeet into the show.
Thank you, Chandrakant, for having me on this show on legal matters. And today we are going to discuss a very important historical event of how Sikkim integrated and merged into the Indian Union. And it is interesting because till 1975, Sikkim was not part of India, though it was a protectorate of the Indian Union. But still, it was an independent status given to Sikkim. And ultimately, it merged in 1975. I will be briefly stating the historical aspects, how it was a part of the British colony, and what were the differences and how it was not integrated into India in 1947, and what led the events that led to its integration in 1975.
Jeet, it will be very interesting to know all these facts because I think a lot of details are missing or probably we have forgotten. So I think it's going to be a refresher for us. It'll be interesting to hear from you.
Yes, absolutely, Chandrakant. It is very interesting indeed because as we've dealt with a lot of earlier shows wherein we've discussed about the integration of different states into India. But it is also very interesting how Sikkim was not integrated and why it was given the status of a protectorate. Because a brief history of how it became a British colony is also important to understand its later on developments. So basically, Sikkim is a very strategically located state because it is located having four international boundaries. On the north is Tibet, on the west is Nepal, on the east is Bhutan, and on the south is West Bengal. So it had contiguity with India as well as other Himalayan states, that is known because Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan, and Sikkim all are Himalayan nations. But there was some difference which the British had in its relations with these Himalayan states because it only wanted to develop trade rights and the passage rights to Tibet and China. But how it got integrated and how it was a protectorate is interesting because, as you must be aware, that Sikkim was under the monarchy of the Namgyal family, and they had established their kingdom since 17th century in the state of Sikkim, and it was ruled by this Namgyal family. But in the 19th century, as the British were already occupied the colony of India, colonized India, Nepal was continuously attacking Sikkim and wanted to take part of Sikkim into its own territory. But therefore, the Namgyal family, the king at that time, entered into a treaty with the British Empire, with the East India Company, and became its protectorate. And therefore, in 1817, with the Treaty of Titalia, the Sikkim state became a protectorate, a colony of the British Empire. And therefore, the Anglo-Nepal War of 1816 happened because of this treaty. And the British fought with the Nepal, the Gurkha kings of Nepal, and got the land which was annexed by Nepal back to Sikkim. And in return, the state of Sikkim granted the right of passage and the trade rights to the British Empire. And it also granted the right to pass to Tibet and to China. So this was a very important strategic partnership which the Sikkim entered into with the British Empire. But later on, in the year 1861, there was a slight difference in this treaty and understanding And by the Treaty of Toulon in 1861, Sikkim became a protectorate of the British Empire. So there is slight difference between being a colony, having a suzerainty or a paramountcy, and being a protectorate. And this is what exactly led to Sikkim not being integrated into India in 1947, because in 1947, with the lapse of paramountcy, the paramountcy lapsed, and the standstill agreement, the dominion of India took over entire treaties and agreements which were entered into by the British with the princely states. So therefore, dominion of India became a protectorate of Sikkim, and it was not a colony. And therefore, because of this difference, Sikkim could not be integrated into India because of the decision taken by Jawaharlal Nehru in the Constituent Assembly. Now, the difference between a colony and a protectorate is that in a protectorate, there is minimum intervention in the affairs of the area or the state, and the colonizing power, that is the British Empire, did not want to do more than to secure her subjects' trading rights and to exercise some control over the activities of her subject. And the most important was to prevent another European power from claiming sovereignty. So this was a minimum intervention where external defense and external affairs are only conducted by the the empire, whereas internal autonomy is given completely to the state, the princely state. So this was the difference between a colony and a protectorate, and Sikkim was a protectorate. So therefore, India in 1947, with the lapse of paramountcy, became the protectorate of Sikkim. Though there was a difference of opinion between Sardar Patel and Nehru, and Sardar Patel was of the opinion that Sikkim should also be considered as every other princely state. But Nehru, having its pan-Asia, Southeast Asia vision, wanted this to be a protectorate and granted the status of protectorate to Sikkim, having internal autonomy. So therefore, in the year 1950, in December, India entered into a India-Sikkim peace treaty, whereby Sikkim became India's protectorate. Article 2 of that treaty provided that Sikkim shall continue to be a protectorate of India, and subject to the provisions of this treaty shall enjoy autonomy in regard to its internal affairs. So therefore, the constitution was also not made applicable to the state of Sikkim, as it had complete autonomy. Also, Article 3 of the said treaty provided that the government of India will be responsible for the defense and territorial integrity of Sikkim. So the only, with respect to the power that the parliament had, was with regards to defense and territorial integrity. So the external relations of Sikkim, which had to be conducted and regulated by the government of India. The government of India at that time had also agreed to pay a sum of rupees 3 lakhs per annum to the state of Sikkim if it observed with the said treaty for the development and progress of the state of Sikkim. So this was the relationship which India entered in 1950 with the state of Sikkim. It granted the ruler to continue and to have complete internal autonomy with the affairs of the state. But so this is how the relationship between independent India and Sikkim were continued after independence. But later on, with the death of Jawaharlal Nehru in 1964, and also the death of the king of Sikkim, the ruler thereafter who succeeded in 1965 was Chogyal Paldem Khonduk Namgyal, who was the last ruler of Sikkim. And when he succeeded the throne, trouble had already started because of the internal political arrangements and people demanding for a responsible government. The Chogyal, however, the ruler wanted to increase its autonomy and wanted it to be declared as an independent state, like what had happened in Bhutan. Now, Bhutan also had a friendly relationship treaty with India in 1949. But ultimately, Bhutan became an independent nation and ultimately was also recognized by the United Nations in 1971 with the support of India. So therefore, the ruler of Sikkim was also having aspirations to become independent and seek support from India. But at that time, the Prime Minister of India was Indira Gandhi, and she, being a powerful leader, would never have allowed Sikkim to become an independent nation. because she herself accepted that it was a mistake to give a protectorate status to Sikkim. And she wanted Sikkim to become a part of India and to be integrated because of its strategic location, and also because by that time China had already invaded Tibet, and Tibet had become a part of China. And now even Sikkim claiming it to be independent or entering into some arrangement with China would have caused trouble to India. So she would have never permitted this to happen, and therefore she called for her close officers in a meeting, said that I want Sikkim to be integrated into India and as soon as possible. And also because of the demands which were raised by the ruler of Sikkim for an independent status, which was completely rejected. So what had happened is there were political agitations going on, and there are a couple of important personalities which played prominent role, and out of which one is Mr. Kazi Dorji, who was a very popular leader in the local politics. And he had married one foreigner, a US citizen, Eliza, and who was also a popular figure in Sikkim. And she also played a significant part in Sikkim's political arena. The Chogyals were the opponents who were the rulers of Sikkim. And the ruler also had a sister named Kukula, who also played a significant role in the political development, as she was also using her contacts in US and United Nations and was seeking the independent status. Also, Chogyal, in one of his statements passed when he was in Kathmandu, said that I will go to the United Nations and secure a free and fair referendum to declare for the state to decide where it wants to accede. But because there was strong support of the government of India to the agitators who wanted a responsible government, so RAW was also involved, and it was covertly supporting the agitations in the state of Sikkim, who wanted an independent, who wanted to wanted an responsible government. So therefore, this Kazi was an important leader, and ultimately, when the elections happened in the year 1974, he swept the entire polls and was won over 131 out of 32 seats, and he became the prime minister of the state of Sikkim. But because of the agitations on 8th April 1973, the Chogyal ruler had to write a letter to the government of India seeking its help, that there was a disturbance and complete breakdown of the law and order situation, and sought help from the government of India. So the government of India sent its officer from the Ministry of External Affairs to the Chogyal, the ruler, and he wanted the ruler to request India to take over the entire control of the administration, and also take over the control of the Sikkim Guards. So that was the private army of the Sikkim ruler. But that was not acceptable to the ruler, and therefore he though sought help and granted the administration to the government of India, but did not grant the entire control over the Sikkim Guards. So that private army was still there with the ruler, and that would have created problems for the government of India to merge the entire state, because that would have led to some rebellion. So what happened is that government of India appointed a chief executive, Mr. Das, to manage the entire state of affairs of Sikkim. And he ultimately entered into a tripartite agreement with the agitators, that is the local leaders, the ruler Chogyal, and the Indian government, by which the entire control of the administration was handed over to the central government, and the Chogyal, that is the king, was left with the administration of Sikkim Guards and the administration of the palace. So that was the only thing which was in his control. Otherwise, every control was taken by the central government. So Sikkim at that time in 1973 was ruled from the central government and not from the palace of the ruler. So this was an important step towards integrating the state into India. So the ruler's right to rule was completely curbed and taken over. Now thereafter, in the elections, with a complete slide, the Kazi, Mr. Kazi, became the prime minister, and he wrote 2 letters, because there were complete agitations which were continuously going on against the Chogyals. And the people, and there was a propaganda to ensure that the people of Sikkim wanted the abolishment of the ruler, that is the Chogyal kingdom. So therefore, on 8th of April 1975, the Prime Minister of Sikkim wrote two letters to the Indian representative, asking the Sikkim Guards to be disarmed, and second, requesting for an emergency session of the Sikkim Assembly. So Sikkim Guards, because the ruler was also using his army to curb these agitations and protests, and there were some firings protesters in Sikkim, and therefore the leaders of Sikkim wanted the Sikkim Guards to be disarmed. And in order to disarm these Sikkim Guards, the central government had to deploy its army. And on 11th of April, on 10th of April, in fact, arrangements were made to employ the Depinder Singh to disarm the Sikkim Guards and to the palace. And there was some resistance by the Sikkim Guards, but within 20 minutes, the Indian army was able to disarm the Sikkim Guards, and therefore this entire army of the ruler was disarmed. And this was a major step in towards integration of Sikkim. Resistance for the ruler, and also the people as well as the local politicians were in favor of integrating into India. So therefore, on 10th April, the Sikkim Congress issued a statement in Gangtok saying that it has now become evident that the people of Sikkim can realize their full rights only if Sikkim became a unit of Union of India. And the party also called for the abolition of the oppressive and undemocratic institution of the Chogyal, that is the ruler for all times. So based on that, on 14th of April 1975, a referendum Union of India. And it is because of that referendum that the parliament had to enact the 36th constitutional amendment, whereby Sikkim was made the 22nd state of Indian Union. And therefore, it is by way of this constitutional amendment that the entire constitution was also applied in the manner specified in Article 371B. And Sikkim became the 22nd state in India. But also very interesting thing is what had happened is that China and Pakistan called the entire referendum a farce and a disguise for the forced annexation of the Sikkim principality. But Indira Gandhi, as a powerful leader she was, she replied reminding them of their takeover of Tibet and the issue of Azad Kashmir, which she also believed was Indian territory. So therefore, ultimately, though there was some international pressure, but ultimately Sikkim became a part of India, and it was the 22nd state which came under the dominion of India.
Well, very interesting. I think this is one leaf of history of Indian integration. Also, I have heard, it may not be true or officially stated, that Eliza was the wife of the ruler, and she was supposed to be, as people say, the appointed by CIA. So she was actually controlling lot many activities, and that is why research and analytics wing raw got involved. And I think Mr. Ajit Doval also had a major role to play in integration of Sikkim with India. Do you have any opinion on this?
Yes, Hope Cook was a 23-year-old young American girl who married the Sikkim ruler. And though some reports do suggest that she was believed to be a CIA agent sent by America. And also, Raw had information that the ruler of Sikkim was in close contacts with the CIA in America, and they used to send their personnel in Sikkim. Yes, you are right. Mr. Ajit Doval also had an important, prominent role, and also Mr. R.N. Kao was also had a very prominent role to play in integrating Sikkim into India. So Raw certainly had a very important role to play.
Well, I think we should make a episode on Mr. Ajit Doval and Mr. R.N. Kao's contribution to Indian sovereignty, but I think that is some other time. But I think today's session was very, very interesting to learn some of this historic event and how Sikkim became part of India. So thank you so much for coming over to our show and explaining to our viewers about the 22nd state and how it got integrated.
Thank you very much for having me, Chet. Certainly, it was my pleasure.
So I will catch you in the next episode of Legal Matters. Until then, I'd like to say goodbye for today.
Thank you and goodbye.
We have some unique Akulmek memorabilia which will make you look outstanding. The graphics on these corporate gifts are based on the global best business practices. To become recipient of one of these gifts for free, you have to watch this video till the end and provide your valuable comments. Or you can also share your experiences. The person who makes the best comment would be chosen to become a recipient of this beautiful Akulmek gift, absolutely free, delivered to your doorsteps. The winner would also get a chance to be invited live as a distinguished panelist during our next video. What are you waiting for, friends? Please subscribe Akulmek and smash that like button.